Hey y'all, it's Sheila. Thank you for stopping by and spending a few minutes of your day with me. Let's get started. We're talking about flowers, we're talking about what I'm not buying, we're talking about masking, and we're talking about broken. So, every year I have an amaryllis, and I start seeing these things encased in wax. I'm like, oh, that's just a Christmas gimmick. Everywhere I went, I saw them, and some of them were growing. And so I read up on it. These are high energy bulbs. All my plants in the past have needed either A, water, B, soil, or C, both. Now, I have grown bulbs in those little contraptions where the bulb sits and the roots grow down into the water and they bloom and they live and all that. But I've never had a flower that didn't need either A, water, or B, soil, or C, both. And so I read up on these and I bought one. It was doing really well until I dropped it on the stem. It didn't break, it is bent. Uh, it is encased in wax. You do nothing to it. You sit it by your window or a bright place. And I'll let you know later on how my wax bulb is doing. I'll put some pictures in or something. Right now, I'm going to sit it right here. When I go downstairs, it'll go with me and go back by the kitchen window. That's my foot sliding on this chest I'm sitting on. I'm not making strange noises. Masking. I've been asked by some of y'all. Yeah, I've stated I mask almost every day, probably 6 out of 7 days. Some weeks, 7 days. I enjoy masking. They're like, why do you do that? Because I enjoy it. First of all, I'm almost 58. I have normal skin, not combination, not dry, not oily. I have normal skin. I have rosacea, and I have sensitive skin. And I don't use a moisturizer in the morning. I think there are more of us out there that don't moisturize in the morning than several of y'all have told me you don't use a moisturizer. My skin is just normal, sensitive but normal. Right now, my skin is in the best shape it's been in years. Even with this big vein that pops up, even with my jowls, my wrinkles, my skin itself is in the best shape it's been in years. My skincare routine is very simple. I have found that less is best for me and my rosacea. But masking I do, and I do two kinds of mask. I do a soothing calming mask and I do a treatment mask. I also don't always use sheet mask. Sometimes I use cream mask. Sometimes I use fresh ingredients from the kitchen. I like using pumpkin. Pumpkin is an enzyme. I do that at night. Treatment, enzymes, targeted specific mask, I do at night. And then after I do them, I go in with my skincare, which is very simple. I put on my CBD oil and a moisturizer. I only use moisturizer on nights I do an enzyme or a treatment mask. And the moisturizer I prefer to use is Honey Skin. Some of y'all got it and love it. Some of y'all got it and hate it. Yes, it's thick, but a pea-size amount does my whole face. It doesn't take a lot. And for me, it sinks right in. It sinks in. I don't like things to sit on top of my face. I want them to sink in. In the mornings, I use a calming, soothing, brightening, lifting, priming, one of those kinds of masks. This one came in a BoxyCharm. It's Tulia, probiotics, and superfood. This is a mask. It is nourishing and brightening. Nourishing and brightening I would do in the morning, and then after that I would just rub it in, follow the instructions. If it says rub it in, rub it in. If it says use a toner, or at least rinse your face off. And then I go in with my skincare, which is very, very simple. What else? Did I mention I use a lot of pumpkin and honey? And I take one of those silicone mask holders, makes you look like Freddy Krueger, put it over my ears, and that holds all that goop on my face. This came in a BoxyCharm, and I like some Dr. Brandt stuff. It's a hydrobiotic. Prebiotics and probiotics are really good for our skin. They're talked about a lot now. They're really good for the microbiome of the face and the skin. This smells good. It's a light green. This is a very little, and I smeared it out. My hands are dry. I didn't put any hand cream or anything on my hands this morning like I normally do. Let me go bigger. I'll forget it. It won't sink into my hand, and it won't sink into my face. It will not sink into my face. And I hate goopy feeling things on my face. I hate going to bed feeling like I have goop on my face. I don't like sticky stuff. Back in the summer, I was in Belk and I was looking for the elusive shade of lipstick that I'm always looking for. And I found something close from Lancome. I do love their lipsticks. And you got a free kit after you spent so much. These are two of the things that came in. This is the Rose Jelly Mask. It's sort of a sleeping mask. This will not sink into my face either. I put one of these two things on, and I go in the den and I sit down in my chair and I pick up my laptop and I start watching Netflix or I start watching a YouTube video, and I say, I'm not going to touch my face. I'm not going to touch my face. And I find myself touching my face because I got all this goop on it that won't sink in. That drives me crazy. Or if I do it and then go to bed, I lay down, and then if I roll over on my silk pillowcase and my face touches it, my pillowcase sticks to my face. I can't stand stuff that won't sink in. This came with it. This is the Visionaire. It is Broad Spectrum 20 Advanced Multi-Correction Cream for all skin types. SPF of 20. It said to use in the AM and the PM. Everything I've read, you shouldn't use sunscreen at night. Your skin turns over, your cells renew, your cells turn over at night. You don't need sunscreen on at night. And just like most Lancome products, it's got that perfume smell. So those three things didn't work for me. I just stick with Honey Skin. It will sink into my face. So that's how I mask. That's why I mask. If something's a treatment mask, I like being able to do it at night and then just put a cream over it and go to bed and get up in the morning and wash it off. And I think because of the masking that I do, it could be totally 100% wrong. That may be one reason I don't need to use a moisturizer in the morning. It could be. So, what's next? What did I say? I said flowers, masking, what I'm not buying. Every year at Christmas, I buy a holiday trunk kit from either Lancome, Estee Lauder. I'm not getting one of those this year. I'm not getting one of those this year. That in the past has been like my little gift to myself. I'm not doing it. I feel like we have been bombarded by the cosmetic companies over the last year. Some of the companies are throwing out a new palette every other week at $50 a pop. Yeah, like my friend Sunny says, how many faces do you have? How many eyes do you have? Well, she's right. How much of that do you really need? I don't need any of it. Need and want are two different things. But the one thing is, I don't spend above my means. And I think, I don't want anybody to ever purchase something that I talked about that went above their means. I believe very much in living within your means. I truly do. And makeup is my thing. And I love eyeshadow. And a lot of the eyeshadows that I love are browns, mauves, burgundies, plums. So I have a lot of the same colors over and over, but they're still a little different. Just a little different. So I was in one of the department stores and I was looking at the trunk kits. I call them trunk kits. I don't know if they're called trunk kits anymore. The Estee Lauder trunk kit every year has the Tiger Eye lipstick in it, it seems like. And I love that shade. But I have 5 tubes of it. Yeah. Or I think it's Tiger's Eye. It's either Tiger's Eye or Sugared Honey. It's this bronzy brown shade. I like it. I wear it a lot. I wear it sometimes in the summer. I wear it sometimes in the winter. And they have their skincare in there, and I don't use their skincare just because my skincare routine is so simple. And their eyeshadow palettes this year are hardly wide enough to get a brush into. And y'all know I love Estee Lauder foundation. So I decided not to get that one, and I walked over to Lancome, and I got their trunk kit in 2017. The eyeshadows look almost identical. I don't care for the eye makeup remover, and I have friends that dearly love it. I just don't care for it. I don't like their lash primer, and I don't like their Genifique. That in 2017 when I got that trunk kit, then I had my mastectomy in February of 2018, and I did a video what skincare and makeup I'm taking to the hospital, and it was a Genifique and just some simple little things. And then when I came home, I wasn't allowed to go up the steps, so I just had that little makeup bag downstairs in the bathroom, and I used it. And a couple of people said, "Oh, you're not doing much, but your skin is looking so good," and it did for 2 weeks. It looked really good for 2 weeks, but, and this is a debatable topic, alcohols, the good and the bad alcohols in skincare. Okay, I don't use a lot of alcohol on my face because of my rosacea. It sets me on fire. The Genifique serum and the eye cream have alcohol pretty high up on the list. And what happened after 2 weeks was, and I said this in a video, my face needed CPR. It dried my face out so bad. I had thick skin, I had scaly skin, I had flaking skin, and it looked horrible. My face truly needed CPR. It was too much alcohol, too high up in the ingredients for my skin. If you use it and you love it, then you just keep right on doing it, because we're all different and things affect us differently. But I can't handle the Genifique. It tore my face up. I had thick pieces of skin on my face. And that it started after 2 weeks, and I thought, well, I was talking to Sonny. I said, your hair and your skin changes after anesthesia. Maybe it's just the anesthesia, working its way out. And, I feel like I need a moisturizer, and I never need a moisturizer. And then I kept using it, and I'm like, I've got to use something else on my skin. And I made my way up here to this makeup room, and I dug out some stuff, and I went back to what I'd been using. And in about 2 weeks, my face was back to normal. So the Genifique, if you love it, keep loving it, but it doesn't work for me. Doesn't work for me. One of their products that I dearly, dearly love, and this is a sample size, I just threw the big one away, is the Lancome Hypnose Mascara. I'm going to get another one of these. The thing I don't like about this is when I open it, and wrong end, Sheila. I don't need fragrance in my mascara. And it's a strong fragrance, but I do love this mascara. The only trunk kit that I was interested in was Elizabeth Arden, and I have used Elizabeth Arden in the past, and I have gotten their trunk kits before and dearly loved them. So I looked online, and they had a trunk kit. Beautiful eyeshadows, beautiful lipsticks, some beautiful things in it. I'm like, well, that's the one I'm going to get. So I went in 3 towns in big malls or big department stores, and they have no Elizabeth Arden counter. They're gone. They're gone. I wanted to try their cream foundation. I do like a cream foundation. I tried one at the beach, and I dearly loved it. And I wanted to try the Elizabeth Arden cream foundation, but there was no Elizabeth Arden for me to try it and color test it. So I'm not getting that trunk yet. I hate to see that Elizabeth Arden they're no longer counters in the areas local to me. Is there Elizabeth Arden counter in your department store? There's not one in mine. So there's that. Did you get a trunk kit this year? I always get one. I'm not getting one this year. Are you overwhelmed by all the stuff the makeup companies are throwing out at us? It gets a little overwhelming, and I've been more selective in the purchases I've made, just because, I only have 2 eyes and I only have one face, and I'm just being really picky about what I buy. I'm only buying things from brands that I know I like. So I'm not buying everything that rolls out. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need the clutter of having it. And some people like getting all the new stuff, and that's fine. That's fine. You do you. You do you. We're all different. The last thing, I'm not a drama channel. I'm not a gossip channel. I don't like talking about controversial things on my channel, but I'm just going to talk about this. Broken. Have any of y'all watched the Broken documentary on Netflix? It's Marlene Stale, the founder of Makeup Geek. I turned that on the other day, and within 10 minutes, I hit pause, and I got up. I stomped to the kitchen. I got me another cup of coffee, and I thought, yeah. See what y'all think. See what y'all think about us. And I thought, no, Sheila, calm down. Go back in there with an open mind and watch the documentary. In the first 10 minutes, one of the people on there said, the younger consumer, the younger generation is more savvy. They're more savvy about ingredients and what's going on their skin. You think we don't read ingredients too? That didn't hit me just right. Everything is going towards the younger generation. I get it. I really get it. I do. But, it was kind of insulting, and I had to get over it and had to check my attitude at the door. And so then I pressed play and I started watching some more of it, and Marlena was on there. And you remember August of 2018, she did Her Truth on YouTube about how individuals were charging indie brands and companies like her $60,000 a pop to talk about their products, and she just couldn't afford to do that. And it was causing problems in her makeup line. She made $22 million. She tells that in the video. So I guess those couple of $60,000 pops, however many you did, if you did them, they paid off. $22 million from one makeup line. Yeah. And I saw 30 or 40 mature women on there telling her, we won't charge you. We'll be glad to talk about your products on our channel. And I knew some of those women. I asked them, I said, did she ever get back to you? No. Everything's about the younger person. Everything's about the younger person. I get it. It's the way it's going to be. But that thing of the younger consumer is more savvy. And Marlene's not the one that said it. I'm like, don't sell us so short. We're getting older, but just don't sell us so short. We're not old idiots. And then the rest of the documentary, about 3/4 of it, was on the black market makeup industry that produces knockoffs. Not really knockoffs. They pretend to be a certain brand, and there's just something a little different, and the impurities and the bad things, ingredients, some of the ingredients, such as lead and asbestos, found in some of the products, along with animal urine and feces. That's what most of the documentary was about. And I thought it was going to be more about, the makeup community and the makeup products and stuff like that. And to me, it wasn't. Anyway, I'm off that soapbox. The last thing I want to talk about, I'm a contact lens wearer. I wear daily lenses. I have dries. I have Sjogren's syndrome. Sjogren's is dry eyes, nose, and mouth, and it's very uncomfortable. It's an autoimmune. And I'd been having a lot of trouble with my contacts. I wear the daily lenses, and I would be driving down the road, and it would just, one of my lenses would pop off my eye and land on the dashboard, or sitting up here, pop off my eye and land on the floor. Pop off the eye. One time it landed on the base of my makeup mirror. And I was getting really aggravated. And I've used the prescription eye drop solutions. One worked really well. One didn't do a thing for me. The one that didn't do a thing for me, my insurance will still cover. The one that worked really well, my insurance says, we're not going to cover that anymore. So I had my eye doctor's appointment. I'm like, I'm really struggling with my contacts. They just pop off my eye. I'll be driving down the road and they just pop off my eye. I'll be sitting watching television. They'll just pop off my eye. I don't have to blink. They just pop off. I said, and they feel really dry. Do you think it's from my dry eyes? She said, that's exactly what it's from. She said, and how fortunate that you're in here this week and not last week, because just this week, we have a new contact lens. It's just been released. It is by Alcon, and it is called Precision. I don't think you're going to be able to see that. And she said the studies, the data on it is wonderful, and I think you should try those. She put those things in my eyes, and I'm like, whoa. I can already feel the difference in these contacts. They just feel different. Not once has one of these lenses popped off my eyes. Some days, with my previous prescription of daily lenses, I was going through 3 and 4 sets of contacts a day because I couldn't keep them on my eyes. I was beginning to wonder if I was going to have to just start wearing glasses, and I hate wearing glasses. These things have been wonderful. She said, what I can tell you about these lenses is a regular daily lens, when you take it off your eye and lay it on a surface, it's dried out and completely rigid within 5 seconds. I said, yeah. She said, this takes 30 seconds or more. So, I had to try it one night when I was taking out my contacts. I laid it down on the sink. It didn't dry out for like 33 seconds. So that's a good, that's a big improvement, and it has made a difference in me wearing contacts. I'm no longer clawing at my eyes after 4 or 5 hours, or constantly using re-wetting drops. If you suffer from dry eye and you're a contact lens wearer having problems, you may want to ask your eye doctor about the Alcon Precision contacts. They've been wonderful for me. That's it. Longer video. It will be premiere I don't know when. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. I hope you make it a great day. Every day is truly a great day to have a great day. We've talked about flowers. We've talked about what I'm not buying. We've talked about masking. We've talked about broken. And we've talked about contacts. And I'll see y'all later.